I want to talk about British law because honestly it's so damn complicated the police could barely understand it, at least in my opinion. It's hard to know if what you're doing is legal or not. And you could say, well, that's as simple as asking the police. The trouble with that is the police don't even know some of the time. And it's actually down to the individual officer at the time. So if you wish to go to the police station or call them up and ask for advice, well, that advice is going to vary so much from officer to officer, which I think is a problem. And, well, our law is just so broad. And of course I'm going to talk about knives and the law in this video. The law says that you could carry a locking knife or a fixed blade knife or a larger knife or whatever if you have a reason. And they give you some examples of reasons such as work, sports, religious practice, things like that. But some things are just so unclear. And things that one policeman might let you away with or have no issue with, the next would arrest you and confiscate your knife and have it destroyed and take you to court. And that to me is a problem because it leaves us not knowing what's okay and what's not, what's acceptable and what isn't. It is legal to carry a knife that's less than 3 inches that doesn't lock. But what if we feel that we need a locking knife? Maybe we're going out to the woods and there's no one around. Would that be acceptable in the eyes of the British law or in the eyes of the police? I honestly don't know. I've wondered for, 5 years. I still don't have an answer. Personally, I choose not to do it, to just leave these kind of knives at home and just carry something that I know is definitely legal. But there are times where I feel like a locking blade or a fixed blade would be better. Or even a stronger multi-tool like a Leatherman Wave. The Leatherman Wave's a really useful multi-tool, probably one of the most useful out of them all. But I'm scared to carry it because I could get arrested. I think something like a Leatherman Wave or Leatherman Super Tool 300 would be, a good option to take cycling in case you need to repair your bike. But if the police catch you with it and they don't like your reason being cycling, they may confiscate it, and that's a lot of money just they're taking away from you. Plus, the potential to go to jail for 4 years because that's a punishment for unlawfully carrying a knife. Or what if you wish to go out to the woods to just pick up a log and whittle it with, a locking knife, or something like this is, this sort of knife is designed for that. Would that be acceptable? Would the police arrest you for it? I think that's a yes and no to that question. One officer would probably find, you're not causing any harm, you're just whittling away in the woods, you're not bothering anyone. When the next would say you're carrying an offensive weapon, you're getting arrested. It's so unclear. Now, I would like to give a personal example of the police not knowing the law. I think it was last year I went to my local police station to inquire if it was legal for me to shoot a bow in the woods, because I can't find anything online. Now, it's illegal to shoot a crossbow, a BB gun or an air rifle in the woods without the landlord's permission. But I couldn't find anything on bows, so I went to the local police station to find out. And the person at the help desk didn't know if it was legal or not, didn't know the law. So she went and spoke to her sergeant. Her sergeant didn't know the answer to this. So she then went and spoke to the firearms, the armed response unit. Now, if there's anyone should know the laws around things like bows, it would be the armed response unit, the people who specialise in dealing with firearms, because this is the sort of thing they have to deal with daily. People, committing crimes with bows, with crossbows, with guns, that sort of thing, so they should know. But they didn't. So that's 3 lots of individuals that didn't actually know the law. Now, they said best practice would be to get permission, and I happen to agree. But as far as I could see, well, the law doesn't say I can't do it, so I can't see why I shouldn't. But anyway, that's one example of, the police not knowing the law. The lady that helped us didn't know, the sergeant didn't know, and Armed Response didn't know. So how the hell am I supposed to know? If these people who keep us in check, if you like, if they don't know the rules, how the hell am I supposed to know the rules? How the hell are you supposed to know the rules? And I'm willing to bet a lawyer probably doesn't know either. I don't think anyone knows. And I can apply this to knives because it's so broad. Some people will get arrested for it, some people won't. Just because the way it's worded. Or lack thereof wording. It's quite difficult, really. I mean, people who own things like this, or Leathermans or whatever, we're not the sort of people who are going to go and rob you. Or anything like that. I'm not, people who collect knives, for the most part, are not the sort of people who want to commit crimes. Someone who's carrying a Leatherman because it's useful, or someone who's taking a mower down to the woods to do some whittling, they're probably not out to commit crime. Or even if we're camping, I don't know if you would get away with something like this. Now, a Leatherman you probably would. Because, at least you can state this is why you're doing it. But even then, I've heard stories of people getting legal to carry knives confiscated for them. I've heard of people having their Spyderco UKPK confiscated when they weren't doing anything unlawful. Our laws are just way too complicated and just way too broad, and they punish the wrong people. Anyway, that's all I've got to say on this matter. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that, please comment, rate and subscribe. See you soon.